It sucks to be you, laughing at life's disasters, one episode at a time. Hello, and welcome back to It Sucks to Be You, the only podcast dedicated to celebrating humanity's most jaw-dropping, head-scratching, absolutely bonkers failures. I'm Jenny, and today we're dissecting a corporate catastrophe so magnificent it makes the Hindenburg look like a minor parking incident.
And I'm Ben, here to marvel at the sheer audacity of incompetence. Today, WeWork, the company that took fake it till you make it, and said, what if we just never make it?
WeWork, where extreme, unfounded confidence crashes headfirst into profound, undeniable incompetence at 47 billion miles per hour.
This isn't just a business failure, Jenny. It's a masterclass in how to burn billions, leave a trail of economic wreckage, and then somehow skip off into the sunset with a golden parachute the size of a small nation's GDP.
Our source material? J.C. Penn's scathing review of Billion Dollar Loser, the epic rise and spectacular fall of Adam Neumann and WeWork. That title alone has more drama than my entire dating history.
Let's set the scene. Summer of 2020, the world is grappling with a global pandemic. Economies are in tatters. WeWork is laying off thousands and getting sued for charging rent to businesses forced to close.
Meanwhile, Adam Neumann, founder, CEO, and professional chaos agent, is out there selling a sprawling Westchester luxury home for over $3 million, just one of his many ridiculously expensive properties.
His personal net worth? A cool $750 million or so. The company he founded, once valued at $47 billion, is circling the drain of bankruptcy. But Adam, he's doing fine. Probably doing goat yoga on his yacht.
How does a company with a fundamental flaws led by someone whose decision-making makes a caffeinated squirrel look like Warren Buffett attract so much money, achieve such a staggering valuation, and then just poof, collapse, with the main architect facing zero consequences?
The story begins modestly in 2008. After the Great Recession, Neumann and his partner Miguel McKelvey started Green Desk, a co-working space in Brooklyn. Their pitch? Disaster capitalism with kombucha on tap.
They rented an empty floor, chopped it into glass cubicles, and offered them to creatives displaced by the financial crash. McKelvey himself recalled the clientele, saying that everyone who had been fired from their jobs came. Everyone who didn't want to be at home because they were depressed.
A shared space for the recently unemployed and clinically depressed. Always a solid foundation for a $47 billion valuation. What could go wrong?
2 years later, Green Desk became WeWork. And here's the thing, the core business model of co-working, long-term leases, short-term rentals, it was known to be incredibly precarious.
A competitor called Regus tried this exact model during the dot-com bubble and went bankrupt when tenants canceled en masse. They face-planted so hard the impact registered on seismographs.
Did WeWork learn from this spectacular pre-existing failure?
Of course not. They thought, that brick wall, it'll definitely move for us. WeWork had no new solution, just vibes, just aggressive vibes.
So the foundational premise was shakier than my faith in humanity. How did it take off like a rocket made of pure, unadulterated delusion?
2 words. Adam Neumann. The man possessed a preternatural ability to charm investors, a financial Pied Piper leading them off a very expensive cliff while they thanked him for the view.
He had vision and passion, which apparently are acceptable substitutes for math and a business plan. Investors saw what they wanted to see. It was FOMO on an industrial scale.
Neumann quickly expanded WeWork into a sprawling, nonsensical empire. He launched a LinkedIn-style app that never caught on. It was less tech giant and more tech, sad little hamster wheel nobody wanted.
Then came We Live, dormitory-style co-living for adults. Because who doesn't want to share a studio apartment with strangers and a communal kitchen that smells of broken dreams and someone's fish curry from 3 weeks ago?
And the crown jewel of insanity, We Grow. A private school run by his wife Rebecca, charging $42,000 in tuition before closing after just 1 year.
42 grand for a school that lasted 1 year. That's not education. That's a hostage situation with finger painting.
All funded by $8 billion from SoftBank. $8 billion. For a co-working space that couldn't even make its own side projects work.
WeWork was blitz scaling, acquiring office spaces so furiously that many remained empty. Rapid, expensive expansion with no path to profitability, built on a foundation made entirely of wishful thinking and craft beer.
And the culture. Adam and Rebecca, self-proclaimed Kabbalah devotees, injected a performative New Age communitarianism into the business, which mostly meant Adam traipsing barefoot through the office, pressuring employees into tequila shots.
Rebecca once fired someone for having bad energy. Bad energy. That's not HR, that's a horoscope with a termination letter.
To impress investors like Jamie Dimon, community managers became experts at throwing spontaneous 90-second parties the moment Neumann walked through with high-value targets. Pure theater.
Who were the most spectacularly duped victims of this swindle?
The ultra-wealthy, of course. Take Masayoshi Son, SoftBank's founder and WeWork's largest investor. The book portrays him as just as unhinged as Neumann, a man who once compared himself to Jesus.
And get this. Son made his multi-billion-dollar investment after a mere 12-minute tour of the headquarters. 12 minutes and a brief car ride.
Billions of dollars, decided in less time than it takes to microwave a burrito. That's not due diligence, that's a fever dream with a checkbook.
While Neumann was publicly touting global community, he privately ran the company like a man who'd never heard the word budget. He'd tell staff to manage the nickel, turn off lights to save money,
while simultaneously bleeding cash on a $60 million private jet. Hey everyone, cut back on post-it notes. I need to refuel my flying mansion.
The result for employees? Burnout, high turnover, below market pay. And when they asked for raises, Neumann, a man rapidly becoming a billionaire, complained he wasn't getting what he paid for.
He actually told one employee to get a roommate. Get a roommate. From the guy with multiple luxury homes. That's not advice. That's a comedy sketch written by Satan.
Neumann himself once bragged, "I can hire a bunch of young people and pay them nothing." Nothing, he said the quiet part loud, and the loud part through a megaphone.
But even endless capital couldn't save them. In summer 2019, WeWork filed for an IPO. The financial document, hilariously named Wingspan, laid bare every flaw.
More holes than Swiss cheese in a shooting range. And at Rebecca's direction, it was styled with glossy photos and inspirational quotes. Because nothing says sound financial prospectus like a picture of someone meditating next to a pie chart of failure.
The public instantly recognized what investors had ignored for years. The chasm between how WeWork presented itself and what it actually was. The charade was exposed.
Unflattering press, investor scrutiny, the IPO pulled. That fall, SoftBank had to pay through the nose to bail out the company and oust Neumann.
But here's the kicker. Neumann escaped with a massive payout. That golden parachute, more like a golden blimp stuffed with cash and the tears of laid-off employees.
He moved his family to Tel Aviv, rich as ever. The investors lost billions. But for firms like SoftBank, it was merely a regrettable night at a casino. An embarrassing loss they could absorb. For billions.
The true casualties, thousands of employees caught in the Neumann's chaotic wake. It's not just Adam's failure, it's systemic failure with a gift shop.
But wait, there's a bonus round of insanity. J.C. Pan draws a parallel to Elon Musk's Mars colonization dreams, an escape hatch for the rich from a world destroyed by capitalism.
And guess who loved that idea? In 2014, Neumann said he was eager to pitch WeWork Mars to Musk. WeWork Mars.
He wanted to take the exact same flawed, exploitative model that failed spectacularly on Earth and export it to another planet. Sure, we couldn't make money in Manhattan, but Mars, that's where the real money is.
For Neumann, community was always just an opportunity to make money. WeWork Mars, where your rent is late, your oxygen is optional, and the kombucha tastes like regret.
So what can we learn from WeWork? And I say learn with massive air quotes because we don't teach anything here. We just point and laugh at the sheer unbridled stupidity.
Charisma can blind even sophisticated investors when they're chasing the next big thing. They saw dollar signs and a vision, conveniently ignoring red flags the size of billboard advertisements.
A complete lack of business understanding coupled with personal behavior that would make a rock star say, maybe dial it back, can be enabled for years when there's enough capital sloshing around.
And the consequences of spectacular failure? Often externalized. The architect escapes unscathed while everyone else pays. A systemic failure with a happy ending for exactly one person.
It's a sobering thought for about 2 seconds before we remember how hilariously stupid it all was. And that perfectly fits our theme. Moments where negative IQ grabs the wheel and floors it straight into a wall made of other people's money.
If you enjoyed watching us dissect this corporate dumpster fire, hit that follow button.
We'll be back next time with another spectacular failure that will make you question humanity and wonder, how did that happen? And why did no one stop them?
Until then, I'm Ben.
And I'm Jenny, reminding you that it really sucks to be you. If you invested in a company that thought bad energy was a fireable offense, but no business plan was totally fine. It Sucks to Be You is made possible by VoxCrea.ai, where ideas find their voice.